Thousands of men and women with noble hearts have vowed to protect the rest of us, all across this great state. Since 1922, more than 60 of them have put on their uniform, kissed their loved ones goodbye, and never come home. This is a story of not forgotten. Fallen officers and the loved ones left behind when their life of service is tragically cut short.
Every day, the state police put their lives on the line for the people of this state.
He was just so young, 28 years old.
Great-hearted family man, loved his wife, loved his family.
Sauter was killed in a fiery crash.
We get some really special people. They do put their lives on the line every day.
This world has lost someone like him is a horrible thing.
I will never forget Aaron.
I relive it every day.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
A pretty devastating loss.
We consider this our family.
It never goes away.
We'll be there for everybody.
When you're asked to do something for those who have fallen, it's not a job you can turn down.
Units break for a moment of silence.
The request? Help build the first and only memorial to Illinois' fallen state troopers. As much for the survivors as anyone else.
This memorial is so important. We should never forget their selflessness, their character, their kindness. These families that have endured these tragedies can come and reflect and know that others will see their names on a wall and their loved ones will never be forgotten.
When a state trooper dies in the line of duty, society owes a permanent debt. And that's what a memorial is designed to do. It stand past the lifetime of those who were impacted by the loss of a state trooper, past the lifetime of his or her family, and tell generations in the future why we're honoring these brave men and women.
When you consider what they gave us, it's the least we should do.
Kyle was my date for my prom, my senior year of high school. And I remember when I first saw him in a tux, I thought I could see marrying this guy. Oh yeah.
Erin was really a cool lady. When I asked for her hand in marriage, and her dad was cool with it. And her mom stood up, she said, absolutely not. Put on her coat and walked out in like 10-degree weather. Her dad says, take it easy, she'll cool off, okay? So
I met James on a free dating website. We were both Christian. And he will be happy to tell you that I messaged him first. I did not know that it was possible for someone to be so funny, yet so genuine and honest at the same time. He was the best of two people in one person.
she was working midnights in a helicopter unit. It was just a normal evening, and it turned out to be anything but normal.
It was our daughter's half birthday. Before Kyle left for work, Kyle made her promise that she would save him a cookie. I had just got out of the shower and I was, getting dressed, and the doorbell rang.
James was working the midnight shift, and I heard the dogs barking. It made me nervous. Normally I'd say, James, go look, what is that? And he looked out the window and I saw a squad car, and that's kind of when my heart dropped.
Opened the door to two good friends of ours who were troopers, and my heart just sank.
I had the radio on and I heard something about a helicopter going down. So I started calling the state police, and finally some poor trooper told me that Colonel Johnson was going to be at my front door in a minute. And he was.
The first thing they said was, he's gone. And
They told me that there was an accident, and the only words I could say was, just tell me he's at the hospital. Just tell me that he's at the hospital. And they said he's not at the hospital. And there's just a horrible, horrible moment that no one ever wants to relive in their head, yet for so long you just keep playing that moment over and over and over again. And all you wanted to do is go away.
It's a little blurry after that. I remembered I did need to get it together.
It's like losing your best friend and your wife, and sometimes those are two different things. But yeah, it was a pretty devastating loss.
I could literally feel everything from my head to my toes just drain out of my body, just go numb. Me and Kyle had a pact that, you know, if something ever happened, you take care of my family, I'll take care of yours type thing. And you can only, you know, I just feel bad.
It's hard to see him sad. In his eyes, I could see him saying, "I'm so sorry I couldn't protect him for you." Because if he was there, he would have protected him.
I've always wanted to be a trooper, and he kind of took me under his wing and he helped me get through the academy. And then we got out onto the road. If I had a question, I just called Kyle.
James was a state trooper and the nicest guy anyone has ever met before. And all he wanted to do was help people. I could tell you thousands of stories.
I will never forget Erin. Some days it's like yesterday. She's watching over our son Brendan and my other son Michael. They've each got their guardian angel now.
He will never be a dad. He will never get to experience these things that in life he was supposed to be by my side the whole time, doing all of those things. And he was just so young. He had more than half of his life to live out.
When you lose your husband, you lose your future. You lose your children's father.
Kyle's little girl did remember to save that cookie for him. She put it right in his casket so he could take it with him.
Units break for a moment of silence.
Building a permanent place to reflect upon and honor Illinois' fallen state troopers is something we need to do as much for the loved ones left behind as for a grateful public.
State Police Memorial in Springfield will tell generations in the future why we're honoring these brave men and women and how they continue to serve us today.
It's long overdue. There needs to be a place. This will be a huge public display that every time somebody drives by, whether you live here in the area or you're driving through or here as a tourist, they'll know that, you know, these people have given the ultimate sacrifice.
We should never forget their selflessness, their character, and their kindness. And this is a way of doing it.
More than 60 fallen Illinois state troopers since 1922 are not forgotten. To find out about the Illinois State Police Memorial Park in Springfield, visit IllinoisStatePoliceHeritageFoundation.org.
You know, it reminds you of so many people who, that wasn't their plan to die in the line of duty. All of these officers, they had plans, they had families, they had lives.